Are you guys sick of dino rabbits? Are you guys sick of constantly being controlled by Logia and its materials? Well, as well as Dokka. Well, if you know more, we have the very old card, Lava Golem, for you guys. So yeah, this is Ray listed here. I'm Ray. I'll be going over Lava Golem in a card overview, pros, and then cons, and then going over basically what decks you should use it in deck matchups and stuff. So, Lava Golem, 8-star, Fire Monster. You might remember this from a while ago, especially in anime when Joey got caught in the, basically Merrick's Lava Golem thing and he didn't know what to do. Well, this card is actually, it's still pretty good, and it's a pretty strong side in my opinion if you have the space for it. So, basically, what it does, you tribute 2 of their monsters, you play it on their field. It counts as your normal, even though it's a special. It's one of those conditions, and then they take 1,000 on each of their standby phases. So yeah, that's it for card overview. I'll be jumping right into pros and cons. So a big pro about this card, sorry about that. Well, a big pro for this card, you can see right here, sorry about the glare, but this is an ultra rare card, and basically, even though it's ultra rare, if you notice here, it says SDMA, which means that's from a structure deck, actually. It's from the Merrick structure deck, and it's pretty easy to get. I mean, if you bought one of them in the past, it'll be easy. I don't know about now, but you can probably find it in your pile of old cards, or maybe you've just traded it away. But it's actually pretty easy to get, and if you buy it as a single, I don't believe it's too expensive. I might have to double check. This one, I'm not so sure the prices, but yeah, overall, it's a pretty easy card to get. Another pro about the card is that it's almost impossible to stop the summon. So let's say, in theory, they're playing Dino Rabbits, right? So they go Guiba, Guiba attacks, your monster's too strong, drop lands, your monster dies, Guiba's effect goes off, special a Guiba from the deck, overlay the Guibas, probably a Logia, and let's say they have a Solemn and a Bottomless face down. So you're pretty much screwed. You set a monster, you pass, they attack with Logia, and your monster dies. Or maybe they can play another monster. Let's say they summon a, let's just say an effect Veiler for no apparent reason. Okay, so they summon a Veiler, and then they attack. But they're not going to summon a Veiler, but if you're playing Dino Rabbits, they're probably going to summon a Cobblezoles or a Sabersaurus, because those are actually pretty dead now that Rabbit's at 2. So, you have this guy in your hand. So, if this is a Dokka, or, and this is a Logia too, this is actually one of the best situations for this card. So, basically, you say Lava Golem, okay? Their monsters all die, Logia materials go to waste. Then you special Lava Golem on their side. They have Solemn and Bottomless face down, but they can't do anything. Because, even if you Bottomless it, you can Bottomless a summon, okay, sure. Bottomless, it goes to your remove from play, but they still lose their monster. They still lost their monsters, and all the Bottomless is going to do is stop them from getting a 3,000 meter. So it kind of helps you in a sense, and also it wastes one of their traps. So yeah, and the Solemn is definitely not the greatest idea unless they're at like 200 life points left, which is the next good part about this card. I mean, if they have 2 monsters left, you top deck this, or you have this in your hand. Let's say like they're destroying you, but they have like 500 life points left. You can't go into Cowboy. So you just like Lava Golem game, and then they're like, oh frick. So yeah, you can win through that. It's also pretty good against it's counter burning in a sense. If you're not going against crazy crazy chain burn, then you can just play this on their field, get rid of their burn cards like Stealth Bird if they're playing stall again, and then they take more damage than you do. So it's pretty cool. Moving on to the cons of this card, basically it's one of the worst top decks of all time. Because if you have no cards, you top deck this, you're gonna give, if this is even summonable, you can give them a free monster. It's 3,000 attack. Even if they take 1,000, they're probably in a better situation than you in terms of life points. So you give them a free monster, and it doesn't do anything for your side of the field. So yeah, never side in more than 2, because it will be very, very dead. And also another bad part about it is that even there's actually one monster tribute alternative of this. It's like Volcanic Queen, I believe. And so basically, sorry, instead of tributing 2, you tribute 1. This gives them less destruction capability, but it's easy to play because let's say they have a Logia on the field, And then if they sense that you've sighted in golems or something, then they won't play another monster and they'll just keep on attacking with it. And this is going to be dead for a long time. So yeah, just remember that. And if they're really playing that careful, they're probably not going to go into Dolka. So you can just side in Raikos, DD Warrior Ladies, or Snowman Eaters to take care of their Logias. Raiko's pretty much one of the most commonly used cards. I don't know if people cite it though. Usually it's a main. So yeah, another con about this card is that before it was in the Synchro era, no one could really use it for anything, but now in X Seeds, there's like rank 8 X Seeds. So if you drop this on their field, they use some type of magic spell. Let's say they have a Guiba. I don't know if you can actually do this, but if they turn this to level 8, somehow you go over for a rank 8, and that can probably screw you over since this is pretty much a free monster. Well, it's not a free monster, but it's a monster for them. So just remember that. But the thing is, decks you're siding this against won't go run rank 8s, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, what else? Let's move on to the deck matchups. So this is really good against decks that can really spam controlling monsters, such as Logia, Dolka, maybe Stardust. So Evil Swarms coming out. I'm pretty sure they can run Logia, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what my friends told me, but Dino Rabbits, they open Rabbit. They go into double Sabersaurus. They have Dolka first turn. Logia first turn. That's pretty devastating. And if it just gets overwhelming sometimes, and sometimes Raiko is too slow, because if you want to make an explosive play, then you can just drop Lava Golem and do your stuff, and maybe you can push for game. So that's pretty cool. Just remember that it uses up your normal summon, which means it's bad in decks that rely on normal summons. So decks that are pretty good on this are like agents that can just drop a Hyperion, maybe pop this with Hyperion effect and swing. And maybe like some Chaos decks. Basically, you get rid of their monsters, you can play a BLS or Chaos Sorcerer, then banish this, and then you have an open field. So that's pretty darn cool in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. And well, basically, it's in other decks, it's kind of questionable. You really have to use your judgment. Just remember that it uses up your normal, and it's giving them a free monster. So, I mean, if you can stall like cards like Reaper, so let's say you have a Reaper, and then they have like a Logia and Dolka, and you can't really make a play because there's a Logia and Dolka, right? So you drop them a Lava Golem, and then they can't get over it, right? Because it's a Reaper. So it just sits here, and they take 1,000 per turn. As I was saying, it's good against stall burn decks. They take 1,000 per turn, and they usually can't do anything with it. Except by Dark Holding, which wastes their Dark Hole, of course. And then you can drop them a Lava Golem, and then go Explode, kill this. If this goes in attack, you can swing, and they lose a card. So that's really fun if you're running Reaper. So yeah, that's it for Lava Golem. Tell me if I missed anything. It's Ray listed here. I'm Ray. See you guys.